Hey guys, it's 10 Wilders here, and we are back in World of Tanks. Now, we haven't played World of Tanks for a while. We did part 4 a while ago, and then we sort of moved to War Thunder. So, it's not going to be a long episode today, unfortunately, because YouTube is not accepting me to upload long videos at the moment, so this is actually not the first attempt at this. But anyway, so just going to jump in with the Churchill one. Obviously, I didn't have this tank last time round because I only had tier 3s, and that only tier 4 that I did have was that artillery. So yeah, I've moved on quite a bit since, learned some more stuff about the game. Still not reliable in any way, shape, or form, but maybe slightly more than I was last time. Somehow, that makes sense. So yeah, well, Churchill 1 here. In a mostly tier 5 games, but there are several tier 4s and tier 3s at the bottom of the list. I think we're gonna go just the main sort of heavy tank alley, by which I mean just towards the town here. That sounds good to me. Oh god, KV1 ran me inside. Well done. Sorry, I just zoned out for a second there. Okay, so we're approaching the town. My frame rate's pretty low here because I've recently done some graphical stuff, so I might have to put them down a little bit, because they are possibly slightly over upgraded here. Like this was basically the highest graphic setting I thought I could get away with, but obviously with fraps, that's severely limited. So I'll probably end up keeping it the same when I normally play, but for future reference of fraps, I will put it down probably. Whatever they're shooting at, it exceeds my view range, so I'm just gonna not bother and head towards the center of the town. And I see a Valentine. Oh no, that's a mile away. We're okay. So where's this PZ3? Just sat around here. Anything on the main alley? No. Whoa, okay. That guy is traveling about 50,000 miles per hour. He's jetting along in front, scouting, as that's a good job for him to do. I see a tier 3 there, but I can bet it's not the only guy that's there. I can't get a good shot at him. There are KV1s around the corner, but they're a bit away still. They're a bit away, so I can possibly go for some of these guys hiding behind the church. Because there are 2 tier 3s here. There's a guy behind me, just up here. It does appear as though I can shoot at. Whoa, okay, I did a lot of damage to him. There he is, there he goes. I can do some damage to him, and I can take him out. That's good. Okay, there's another tier 3 around here, which is fleeing, but it didn't make it out in time. Just looking around here, not seeing that many enemies, but we can bet that there's still plenty around. So I'm just going to stop here and wait for the scouts to do the stuff. I've got a KV1 right behind me who's going the other way. Both my tracks are slightly damaged. I'm not going to fix them because they don't... well, they haven't been severely damaged. They haven't actually gone to red, and then... You know what, I'm going to fix my tracks. 5... See, I wasn't doing this last time. I wasn't actually buying repairs. However, this tank the tracks on this tank do a good job of absorbing the damage when they get hit. And this tank is very heavily armored, as you've already seen. Probably, it's very, very slow. Indeed. This KV1 looks okay, so I guess we're gonna sort of carry on in this direction, because it looks like most of the other tanks are actually up on the other side of that ridge over there. So I guess we can slowly... Nope, I was wrong. There's a Churchill 1, who is probably going to do quite heavy damage to me. Though I'll get some damage off on him before he can do that much. I've angled my armor quite well there, so I'm managing to get some decent hits in on him. This is probably going to go badly, because I'm still shooting at him. He's missed there. However, I'm now firing directly at his frontal armor, which I don't stand a chance of penetrating. I should really... it's too late now to go back, honestly. I'm dead. Yeah, I knew that. However, he was on full health, and he's now on 270, so I punctured him pretty well before I got killed. However, I did end up getting killed, so... Semi-successful. We should probably win that match, so I should still get a decent amount of experience for that. Have I got enough to get my next gun for this tank? No, I do not. Okay, then that's fine. Let's go with the Covenanter, which is my other British tier 4, this is. The Churchill is tier 5. This is tier 4, this British tank, the Covenanter. It's a light tank, pretty nippy, pretty fast, and it's just been thrown in with tier 5s, which will give it a good opportunity to scout. I can be the team's official mobile scout, except not really the official one, because I'm sure there are a few nippy tanks around here. Actually, looking around at the team selection, these are mostly fairly slow tanks that you've thrown me in with. T-34's not slow, but it's a heavy tank. No, well, it's a medium tank. So it has a good range of things it can do, but it's not quick like I am. Looking over here, AMX-40's not fast. There's a PZ-3, but that's a PZ-3 in a tier 5 game, so... Well, it'll be interesting. We can say that much. And there's a T1 Heavy right here next to me. These are... Okay, they're a bit faster than I thought they were, but they're not crazy. T-49, oh, I totally forgot about the T-49, actually. Those things are nippy. And the AMX-40 isn't that slow. In fact, no, the AMX-40, it's French, so I immediately dismiss it as being slow. I'm sorry. These French tanks. Just immediately dismiss them. They're French. They're awful. Nah. However, they're not suited to a lot of people's... There's a particular playstyle that you need for a lot of the French tanks, and it's often quite quirky and not the one that a lot of people are looking for. However, that's, say, with a lot of French tanks. That's not with all of the French tanks. Not by a long shot. So we haven't spotted anyone here. I'm gonna follow the T-49, I think. Because I trust the T-49. He's going a bit further forward than I would like to. However, there doesn't appear to be anything on this road. Apart from that KV-1 that was now just popped up. So again, we're going to stick behind the T-49. Now, we're in a tier 4. There's not much we can do against the KV-1, frankly. And there's a guy up there in an M7, which we've skillfully dodged, by which I mean we've run right past him, praying that he doesn't hit us. T1 Heavy, KV-1. We're being dived on from the sides. Yeah, this has gone decidedly not well. I say that, I mean... There aren't actually that many people here to start with, so... I guess it could have gone worse. Now I could potentially go for that M7. No, we lost everything now. We lost... There's the guy there.
Target acquired. Penetration.
And I hit him pretty hard.
That one
Bounced a shot.
Where'd they go?
Went behind a guy, and I haven't got him. There's T-49 here, who probably suspects that I'm here.
Permission to engage. Enemy armor
Well, he must do now, because...
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged.
Yeah, I don't stand much of a chance against the T-46 the City of 5. There's not much I can do about 49. I did some good damage to that again, though. Again, no kills in that match, but pretty decent damage. I'm not sure how long this video is at the moment, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna end it here, and we'll see. As long as this one uploads, then possibly you'll have the next one on the weekend, guys. So 2 for this week. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that these 2 battles indicated that I am not a totally atrocious player at World of Tanks like I was before. I mean, I had I did a total Ash Ketchum for the first part, for the first 4 parts. I just did an Ash Ketchum. Total blind luck was pulling me through half my matches, and I was totally failing the other half. And that's probably still quite true, but at least there's some skill involved now. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.